Hi, this is process journal number 2 for my robotics personal project. Here we go. So far, I just kind of got a mess of wires over here. This is the Arduino right here, and then this is the breadboard. Just means the breadboard basically just means that I don't have to solder anything, which is really nice. Because then if I mess up on anything, then I don't have to either buy a new motherboard or anything like that, or just worry about breaking solders and stuff. So anyway, that's really convenient, and it's also good for testing circuits without permanently attaching them. So the most significant thing that's happened since the last video is I calibrated all the servos. So there's a servo in the middle here. This is the base. This is going to be the base of the arm. So this one's got the little tag on it that says mid, and then over here this is going to be called the left one. It's basically just going to control, I think, the left to right movement of the arm, and then the right one here, and then this one controls the claw. So I have the tags on them because on the Arduino they're all in different ports here. So basically what calibration means is that they all got attached to the computer through the breadboard, and so when I plug the computer into my laptop, then I just ran a couple simple lines of code that basically put them all of the servos to the same start point. So I have this line drawn here with a Sharpie on all of them. So it starts here, and then it goes over the top. This white part is the part that actually turns, and then it goes down to the bottom. So it shows me when the line is lined up with the gear part and the rest, that shows me that it's perfectly calibrated and it hasn't moved at all. So they're all calibrated to the same spot right now, which is going to be necessary for when I actually start putting together the rest of it. And then that also just means that they're all individually attached to the computer, so I could unplug any one of these and the other ones would still work. And then I could also like unplug them to transport them and plug them back in, and then I wouldn't have to do anything differently to reattach them. They're just always going to be in that port until I run a code that says to unattach them from there. So this black wire here goes to the very top corner of the breadboard right here, and that just is a common ground for all of the wires. So it just means that they're grounded. And so here I kind of put together a homemade battery pack. So I just used two 3-volt battery packs from Snap Circuits kits, and then this is a switch, and then so these wires here are the ones that power the breadboard, and the Arduino gets some power from the being plugged into a laptop, but it's not nearly enough power to run 4 servos, so that's why I needed this battery pack. So I can just attach these wires here to the battery pack, and then the servos move. I don't really want to display them moving right now because I have them calibrated, but in the future, once the arm is actually built, I can prove that they do in fact work. So really there's not a lot to be said here right now. The next thing that's going to happen is building the left side of the arm. I've just done the first like 13 steps in the manual, I think, for putting this together. I really don't think it's going to be that complicated to put it together. It's just going to be a little time consuming. Yeah, there's not really going to be a lot of interesting things happening until the arm is built and I can start getting it to move and do some cool things. so I don't know that I'll actually make many more videos of me building the actual arm. Um, I suppose I can do one when it's about halfway done or so. Just a short one, short little update, and then when it's done, I'll give an overview of the whole thing. And then afterwards, I'm still looking at what I want to actually do as my main coding projects. I'll have to look and see. I'm still unsure of the capabilities of this arm given the size of the claw and whether or not it has any sort of dexterity or anything like that. So it's pretty small. But I think I'll be able to do a lot of what I put in the original design specification step. Just maybe not some of the bigger ideas that I had. But that's okay because, again, I'm not really sure what this is going to be able to carry and everything like that. Additionally, I was thinking about, just lost my train of thought there. Anyway, yeah, so I guess the next video is going to be probably about half as long as these first two, and it'll just be a short update of what I've done so far. Oh yeah, I've been looking, apart from actually building this, I've been looking at the guidelines for coding the Arduino, and it has its own language, and it's kind of based off of C++, but it looks like it's a lot easier to use. It can be updated with the libraries from C++, which is kind of cool, but I don't really think I'll need them for what this is, really. I'll just use what's already on there. On the website, I can probably like put a link with this video or something. On the website, it just has all of the different variables, I suppose they call them, that you can use. It looks to me like it's a mix of Java and C++. So I'm gonna spend at least a few days here familiarizing myself with that and figuring out how to use it and everything. And yeah, then it should turn out pretty well. It doesn't look like it's going to be that hard to learn or that hard to implement, so I think I'll be able to make that work pretty quickly once I actually get it built. I'm still not really sure how I'm going to display me actually coding. I suppose I can find some kind of a screen capture software or something, and then I can use that on my laptop when I'm actually coding. I don't think that recording the screen with my phone will actually look that great. But if that's what it comes to, then it is what it is. So anyway, here's yeah, this is it so far. The other thing that I have to say is that I'm not planning on uploading videos in any sort of like the update date is going to be very different from the actual film date. So just for reference, the last one that I made was the day before Thanksgiving, and this is about a week later. So I'm probably going to try and do at least 1 or 2 per week, depending on the pace of the coding. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm probably going to end up moving towards making videos on the weekends just because I have more time. Because right now I'm doing them during the week, and I'm not really sure that I like that so much. But anyway, this is approaching about 10 minutes now, so I think I'm going to cut it here and do the next one probably in a couple of days. So yeah.